In the run-up to the release of Toy Story 5, I'm watching and reviewing all of the Toy Story movies. I've done the first three, now it's time for the fourth one. Let's talk about it.
Oh, he did go to kindergarten.
I knew it.
No,
You're
no,
trying
guys,
to get
listen.
Bonnie in trouble.
No, of course not.
You could have been confiscated.
What does that mean?
Taken away.
No!
Or worse, you could have been lost.
No, guys, listen. Bonnie had a great day in class, and we're going on a road trip.
Toy Story 4 generally considered like Toy Story 1 to 3 is considered like one of the best trilogies of all time, and then they made a fourth one. I think it's kind of harsh. It's a harsh judgment on this movie, and every time a new Toy Story movie comes out, it's like, oh god, we don't need another Toy Story. Nobody cares about Toy Story. No one wants one, and then it smashes records. It's exactly what's happening with Toy Story 5. It's destroyed like pre-sale numbers, right? And it's probably going to make over $1 billion. But does it make it a good film? Well, let's talk about Toy Story 4 because there's a lot to talk about here. Saw this movie in the cinema when it was released, and that was in 2019. We have another new director for the series, Josh Cooley. He did a Pixar short for Inside Out. It was based on the character Riley. I think it was called Riley's First Date. But he also did Transformers 1, which I haven't seen. Film stars voices of Tom Hanks and Tim Allen once again as Woody and Buzz Lightyear. We have Annie Potts, Tony Hale, Keegan-Michael Key, Madeline McGraw, Christina Hendricks, Jordan Peele, Keanu Reeves, Joan Cusack, Bonnie Hunt, John Ratzenberger, Carl Weathers, Don Rickles, and Jack McGraw. Woody has always been confident about his place in the world, devoted to taking care of his kid, whether that's Andy or Bonnie. But after Bonnie creates a reluctant new toy called Forky, a road trip adventure alongside old and new friends challenge everything Woody believes about loyalty, purpose, and what it truly means to be a toy. Yeah, this is only my second watch. I saw it in the cinema in 2019, and this is my second watch. My first watch, I was actually kind of disappointed coming out of the cinema. My second watch, I definitely enjoyed it more than the first time. Immediately, I forgot about how amazing the animation looks. The film opens with a flashback to what happened to Bo Peep because she wasn't in the third movie. For the first time, this movie makes you think about the rules of the universe of Toy Story and how certain things are alive and how some things aren't. The rules of the universe are on display here with the creation of this character Forky, where our kid Bonnie creates a character out of things, out of a spork and some pipe cleaner and other bits and pieces, and writes her name on the bottom of its feet, and it comes alive. It's the first film though where most of the toys take a back seat, and that's where I have the issue with Toy Story 4. Most of the characters are confined to an RV, while Woody, Buzz are out basically on an adventure with Bo Peep and some other characters like Forky. So we don't get much Rex, we don't get much Potato Head or any of those characters. And for me, Toy Story has always been an ensemble. Yeah, Woody and Buzz are great characters, but having Rex and Potato Head and the army soldiers and all of these other characters like Slinky Dog behind them is kind of like a force that pushes it along, and just to have some different kind of characters providing some input here. Bo Peep is much more of a strong female character in this movie, and I think that kind of idea in movies has become less of the forward front and center of a focus of the movies that were coming out around this time. You know, you look at Bo Peep and you compare her to Rey in Star Wars, and there's a very controversial topic that we could talk about pushing forward female front leads and not really focusing on story too much and doing it as an agenda thing. But for the most part, it isn't an agenda in this movie, thankfully, but there is a strong presence and change in her character from where we've seen her before. But that is due really to her becoming a lost toy, so that can have a bit of background there for why her character has changed so much. Also, I completely forgot about the dummies in this movie. Dummies scare the crap out of me. Ever since I saw a dummy in, I think it was Goosebumps. Seen dummy in horror movies. There is Dead of Night, which is an old black and white British horror movie with a dummy in it. Just dummies creep me out, man. They just don't need to be. They don't need to exist. They are terrifying. But this one's a bit of a fever dream because the animation is very advanced from the last three movies and almost photorealistic, and kind of gives this uncanny valley vibe with the toys, and they almost don't look like toys anymore, and it's really strange. Although I really like the sound design, especially when it goes to Bo Peep with her kind of ceramic kind of porcelain build, that when she's running around, you can hear that tinkling of that sound on the ground with her, and that was quite immersive. I did enjoy those little details there, and that's another overlooked thing about the Toy Story movies, is the sound design is always great. But the flashback at the beginning, there's it's raining and it looks incredible. The rain, the water effects have come so far in these movies. We have Duke Kaboom, who is this stunt toy, voiced by Keanu Reeves, who is actually quite funny, but a little bit over the top and a little bit cringe here and there, but not too bad. All in all, you get the sense of it was a bit of a push, this movie existing, really, outside of Toy Story 1, 2, and 3. It's still a good movie, and I still enjoy it, but it's one of the... it sits with Toy Story... It sits just above Toy Story 2 for me because of the animation, the technical aspect. And I know it's kind of a controversial thing because a lot of people love that trilogy, and a lot of people love Toy Story 2, but there's something about 2 that I don't like revisiting as much. And I definitely enjoyed this one more the second watch than I did coming out of the cinema. Also, they have the antique store, which is a really cool setting actually for these toys, and it gives a huge area for these toys to play in, essentially. You know, it widens the toolbox. There's a lot of things to scale, big gaps of drops and ropes and things they can move around, and then outside of that you've got a theme park as well, which is quite fun to see. But in this antique store there are little things you will notice from Up, Finding Nemo, The Incredibles. There's loads of stuff in there, so keep your eye on those Easter eggs. I think my problem, essentially, especially with the ending, is that we see all the characters together again at the end, where Woody turns around and says goodbye, and leaves the group to go with Bo. It kind of goes against his character. He's always been so loyal to Andy and Bonnie. I just don't buy it that he would have gone off with Bo, no matter how much he liked her. I just don't think that would have worked. That would have happened. But also because the toys have been away for most of the movie in the RV, it doesn't feel earned as much. Like, that doesn't feel like enough of a goodbye. They've been together for 3 whole movies, this whole trilogy, and they've always stuck together. And now it's like he's just going against everything he's ever done. Now, for the most part, Toy Story 5 looks like it's kind of changing some stuff and doing some kind of course correction. I don't know how Woody's going to end up back with our characters. It was kind of unbelievable that Bo Peep was found. It makes the world seem a lot smaller with him finding Bo Peep. Definitely quite a step down from Toy Story 1, 2, and 3, but I would say this movie, I'd buy it on Blu-ray. Guys, what do you think of Toy Story 4? Let me know down in the comment section below your thoughts, and I'd love to know if you're excited for Toy Story 5. We're going to go and check that movie out. I am seeing it day after it releases, just because my wife wants to see it and we want to watch it together, and she's away, so we're going to go and watch that on Friday. As of watching this video, it'll be Friday that I see Toy Story 5, and I'll drop my review that evening. Saturday, I will drop my ranking of the Toy Story films, and then Sunday, my ranking for Pixar movies. Moving on from there, next week, I'm going to be watching Jackass Best and Last and Supergirl. So I'm going to try and review... I don't think I'm going to review any Jackass stuff because it's kind of... I'll review the new movie, but I won't review the older movies because it's kind of a hard thing to review. But I'll definitely review Supergirl and the newer Superman movie. If you like this content, consider hitting subscribe, ring that notification bell. I'll see you with the next one. Take care of yourselves.